Hello everyone, this is Grolix. What is poppin'? It's your boy, the Grolix, the Ariaki, the Edward. Nah, but for real, I did an AMA over on Foundation, which is a somewhat small site, because I recently hit 1,000 followers, the fourth person ever to do so, and I was extremely happy. And I decided, you know what? What's a way I can do something to celebrate? So I decided, hey, let's do an AMA. So I tried to record it on Foundation, post it, and then it didn't work. So now we're here, re-recording everything. So let's start off with the first questions from Hiroyo. How did you get into making music? So, about when I was 7 or 8 years old, I went over to my new extended family's home for the first time, and they had a piano. So I sat there and I just kind of banged on the keys for a while, with a grin on my face, and then I just kind of fell in love with creation, with making music. Fast forward a few years, and I'm about 11 years old, and I discover a website called Jam Studio. Okay, now Jam Studio is a site that lets you create things where you can like take pre-recorded loops and then change the key that those loops are in, and then you can put them all into a song, and it's pretty basic stuff. Not massively difficult to use, not really like massively creative or anything like that, but it was something near and dear to my heart, and I still remember it as like something I would always show to my friends and my parents. Be like, "Hey, mommy, look! I made a new thing, right?" And it was pretty incredible. And then I googled free online music making, make music free for free online, and then that is how I found Soundation. I used the studio to make beats out of loops until I kind of finally realized I could make an account. About 8 months later, I continued to make beats out of loops, and then Cyclosa, my best friend Sam, was like, "Let's migrate over to MIDI," which was like scary to me and him because we didn't know anything about it. And then I began making songs out of MIDI, and that's kind of how it all started. What is my favorite genre? My favorite genre is kind of a hard one, but since I don't want to really cop out, whatever genre that like Culprate, Vorso, and Frequent make is absolutely my favorite. The song that's playing in the background right now is called Pumple Snout. It's fucking incredible. You should go check out the non-quiet version that's in this video. It's actually one of my favorite songs of all time. Also, Vorso, The Imperative, which is another song that's probably going to be playing in this video. Whatever. Anyway. If you could only make one genre, what would it be? Again, as I said, I don't want to really cop out of anything. But traditionally, I don't really make music that fits into one genre per se. I've always been like the outlier. How I make stuff that's like kind of weird and out there, right? But if I had to choose one, I would do the jazz, funk, soul, house kind of combo that I've been doing right now. That like Machines and Seconds were. I think Masego has this own thing that he calls trap house jazz, which I guess you could call what I've been doing that. So let's just say yeah, I would make music like Masego. Oh my goodness, hiccup. If I only had to choose one, I would do trap house jazz, which is Masego's own little creation. Who was my inspiration? On this site, it was absolutely KE, or Cracked Echo, Chris, a guy named Pilot, aka Uzi, aka Shabuki. Okay, so Shabuki still uses this website, still creates music, which is actually incredible because he's older than me on this website. And like back then, he was making stuff comparable to like what he does now. Like obviously he's gotten better over the years, but like you realize like the quality of the stuff that he made back then was absolutely unheard of, and it was like just some of the best music you could find on this website at the time. And then there was like the rivalry kind of best friend, but also like butting heads relationship that me and Sam, aka Cyclosa, had, where we would learn at the same rate. We would trade ideas, we would collaborate together, we would pretty much do everything together, and then we would learn everything from each other. And it was absolutely an incredible experience. Did I ever think I'd make it to 1,000? Probably not. No, not at all. I thought I'd maybe make it to like 5 when I first started. I didn't think I'd ever get any followers. I was just making music for fun, and I just kind of happened to gain a following. And if I all of a sudden lost my following, I still would create music. But I love you all, and I hope that never happens. Because having other people listen to my music does bring me a joy like no other. And I think most of you can attest to that. So next question from Caffeinate. Ass man or tits man? Absolutely. Ass-salutely. How did I first find out about the site? I already answered this. I just kind of Googled it. What's my favorite color? My favorite color is lilac. It's like a light purplish pink kind of deal. It's really pretty. It's a flower, and it's just my favorite color. Favorite cheese? Smoked cheddar, smoked white cheddar as a bonus. It was really good. From Cyberbit, oh Jesus. Grolic / Cyberbit 2020. If you don't know the backstory behind this one, I think it was 2015? 2016, maybe. Not sure. There was a time where the idea of user moderators came out. This was before the whole Chords Boy situation happened and everything. Before the whole new crew took over, when it was Joachim and Andreas and Data and all of them. Whenever it was their crew, they were always very like lax on the weekends, to the point where like people would take over the site quite literally sometimes and just be like massive trolls. So someone brought up the idea of having like user moderators, and Cyberbit and I were kind of elected by the rest of the users on the site, and then they created this hashtag called well, back then I was Tidal Wave, so it was TidalBit 2016, 2015, 2016, I don't know. But it was TidalBit at the time. Then I changed my name and it became Grobit 2016, Grobit 2017. So that's what that's a reference to. Honestly, if I got approached, if I got approached by the team and they're like, "Hey, you and Cyberbit, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make you community moderators," I'd be like, "You know what? I'll take you up on that offer, because I think it'd be a lot of fun." Next question. Questions from Earthrex. Last thing boat to. So we have, me and Earthrex have a lot of vernacular between the two of us that just does not exist outside of our conversations. Boat is the past tense of beat. I mean, as it should be, right? Because yeet and then yote, so beat, then boat. And in this context, beat or boat referring to the last time my dick got boat, aka beat the dick, beat the meat. So last thing I boat to was some hentai, obviously. What the fuck? Okay, would I rather fuck the pizza delivery boy or the mall Santa? Definitely the delivery boy, so I could record it and upload it to Pornhub and pretend like it's real, and then no one would believe me, and then I would receive no backlash whatsoever. Am I going to post Celeste to my YouTube or not? Hopefully at some point. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But I'd have to beat the game first, and then I'll do another playthrough of it. There's a women for every cheese type who you fucking smoke cheddar. It doesn't matter what color. she don't have to be white cheddar. She could be normal cheddar. She could be Indian cheddar. I don't know. Luigi or Waluigi. Definitely Luigi. He's the boy. Waluigi's cool and all, but only one of them is in Smash. So that already tells us who's better. Giraffes or no giraffes? Definitely giraffes, because then I wouldn't have you giraffe heck ass nigga. You live in a world without Karen. Who is best grill? Well, ideally, if I lived in a world without Karen, I wouldn't exist. I'd just be dead at some point. But absolutely, the first person that comes to my mind is Hotaru Shidore from Dagashikashi. What instantly turns me on? Hotaru Shidore from Dagashikashi. Biggest regret of 2019? Hotaru... No, so, I got a job not too long ago, a few months ago, where I worked with kids. And as an education major, that was like a dream job. So I'm working with these kids, and fast forward about 2 months, and I know all their names. I know a lot of stuff about them. I've become like friends with these kids. I've begun to like love them, right? And then something happens that's absolutely not my fault, that I didn't even do, and then I get the blame for it, and then I'm forced to switch schools. And that was gut-wrenching. being ripped away from my students like that, it hurt more than anything, um, because as an educator, the greatest joy that you can ever feel is seeing your students grow. Seeing them grow not only physically but mentally. And having that opportunity quite literally just ripped away from me, it fucking hurt a lot. What sound would my dick make if it made a sound when it got erect? I'm thinking about that sound. What's the best letter in the alphabet? E. Who was my inspiration on this site? I already said that. So K.E., Pilot, or Shibuki, and like Cyclo. So those three mainly. If I got in front of Doc by a million, would I take a break from music for a while? So my thought is that if I got in front of Doc by a million, that would mean two things. Number one, Doc stopped getting followers, and B, this site had randomly blown up to be like a really popular site. So, like, think about it this way. If I had a million followers on Foundation, how much do you think I'd have on like SoundCloud, on YouTube, on Spotify, on iTunes? I'm thinking I'd have like at least 10 times more. 10 more. A million and 10. No, I'm thinking I'd have like 10 times more, right? I'd be like the biggest fucking artist in the world. So, I don't think I'd have any time to take a break from music. I guess I could just take a break whenever I want because I'd be like rich as fuck, right? Okay. Next question. From Catsy. How did you get into making YouTube videos apart from music? This is a good one. So, I always wanted to make a YouTube channel whenever I was a kid. Me and Sam made like several of them. We made like... I had one called D-Tide77, right? Where me and Sam would do parkour when we were in like middle school, and we would record it with the camera on his iPod Touch, and then we would edit it on an app on his iPod Touch, and then we'd upload it to YouTube from his iPod Touch. So, yeah, that iPod went through a lot, bro. And then after that, I just kind of continued trying to make things. We tried to make a skate YouTube channel, but that never got off the ground. I tried making a gaming YouTube channel, but I only did one video because, I don't know, I got self-conscious. It was just a dumb idea. And then, fast forward several years, and I start playing a game called Realm of the Mad God. Now, through this game, I gained friends that I never would have had before. And because of those friends, I had more fun than I think I've ever had at that time. So, there was so much laughter and joy in the time I spent with them that I thought, you know what? Why don't I archive all this fun, all this joy, all this happiness that we're having and making, all this dumb shit that we're doing, all the conversations we have, all the moments in the game that we're experiencing, into a YouTube channel. So I began to record everything that we did together, and then I posted it to YouTube as like a funny moments series, and it blew up pretty quickly, and I'm at like 1.3k subscribers now. So it's been pretty nice, but I did, and my friends did, but we all stopped playing the same game. We're still friends, we still talk, we just don't play the game that the channel was like specifically built around anymore. So I've been like losing subscribers, but I still upload somewhat semi-frequently to that channel of like completely random shit like this. Next question. Favorite holiday and why? Does your current profile picture have anything to do with it? Yes. Christmas is my favorite because of how happy it makes everyone seem. I'm definitely more on the side of if you act happy, then you will be happy. If you think that you are happy, then you will be happy. So I definitely love Christmas. I love the spirit. I love dressing up for Christmas. I have a ton of Christmas sweaters, a ton of Christmas hats, all that stuff. I love the lore of Santa Claus, of Saint Nick, Kris Kringle. I love it all. All the movies, they're all just fucking amazing. If you were living on a stranded island with a lack of food, would you rather eat your least favorite food or a food that's likely to give you massive stomach cramps? It tastes like your favorite food. My least favorite food gives me massive stomach cramps, so I'm gonna go with my second least favorite food. That way, it's not a boring question. Because if it was that, I'd just go with the better one, right? So I just eat my second least favorite because I'd like to survive and leave. But ideally, if I had to eat fucking mushrooms, which is my least favorite, only, I'd probably just fucking kill myself. And then how did I cope with living in a foster home situation, never really having a permanent home? So I've only lived in 3 homes, 3 families in my lifetime. There was the family I was born into, a second foster family that I lived with for about 2 years, and then my third family, which is the family that adopted me. When I was like 0 to like 3 or 2-ish years old, I remember a good portion of that, hilariously enough. I don't know why. And then between 2 and 4, I lived with a different family that I still keep in touch with. I still love. I still talk to them. And then my third family. The way I coped kind of was like just acting out all the time because I have ADHD out the ass, right? And it's still really bad. It's still like extreme at this point because I'm always moving. My mind's always racing at like 120%. Sometimes, whenever I'm like talking out loud, my mind gets ahead of like my mouth of what I'm actually saying, and then I'll like pause for like 30 seconds to wait for my mouth to catch up. You know what I mean? It's just kind of weird. Yeah, but I just acted out all the time because like you ain't my mama, you ain't my daddy. I ain't gotta listen to you. Blah 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 blah. Because I was a pretty vocal kid for some reason. I was able to read when I was like 1 or 2 years old. And I was like reading out loud and all that stuff. I don't know why. I honestly don't. Probably something harkens back to that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Next question. How do I make instruments sound so good, especially GM2? So, I use a metric fuck ton of effects on everything, especially the parametric EQ the most. Because I have premium. If you don't have premium, that kind of sucks. Because parametric EQ is so good, it's so useful because you can like literally just like handcraft every single sound. It's so good for mixing, mastering, all that stuff. That I use it on everything. But lots of reverb, lots of delay, and you just gotta make sure nothing is so loud that it clips, and that way everything will stay away from that foundation-y kind of sound. What the blah 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 blah. Hey, title WavB, why are you gay? Also a nig nice person. Am I gay? Well, man, those shrooms are way too fucking cool. Good for you. And that is the last question. So, thank you all. Man, I just can't believe how far I've come on this site, in this world, really. That like I started this when I was 12 years old, and now I'm a 20-year-old man. And honestly, I want to thank each and every one of you. I wish I knew all 1,005 of you. I wish I knew every single one of your names. I wish I could talk to every single one of you and get to learn your story. I wish I could get to know you. And that is why I want you to tell me something about yourself. Because, well, it's kind of like trading questions, right? You asked me anything, and now I'm asking you to tell me anything that you want. So, I'll leave the comments open. You guys can comment whatever you want about yourselves that you'd like me or anyone else to know. And I will catch you guys at 2,000 followers. Mwah.